What's up, everybody? With my channel, I am DJ, aka Token Black Guy. If you are new here for the first time, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, truly appreciate it. So, I just finished watching the Netflix series Arcane a couple days ago, and I really enjoyed it. I'm a fan of the League of Legends lore now. I've been kind of diving into it a little bit more, and I thought the show was amazing. I thought the animation style was awesome. I thought the storytelling was amazing. I thought the music was amazing in it. Everything about that show was just A1. But like I said, I don't know a lot about the League of Legends lore and characters. So there's probably some things I missed overall while watching it that huge, more in-depth, like people who play the game in depth know every character's probably caught more and more. So that's why tonight we're gonna watch this Arcane 25 Things You Missed in the Show. It's from Stream Rant channel. Give them a like and a follow down below. I'll leave the link in the description. But yeah, let's check the video out and see what I missed while watching Arcane. Here we go. Pull it up.
For years, people have been asking Riot Games to create some sort of show or movie after consistently putting out...
shout out to Riot Games, man. They did.
And they've finally gone and done it and
Awesome.
created the amazing Arcane. Those that have watched it just know that Arcane has been one of the biggest and best surprises of the year in terms of how well put together it is. Now, this show can definitely be enjoyed by a general audience, but if you don't actually play League of Legends, there are a ton of references you might have missed in season 1.
I'm that guy. I'm
Let's
that
dive
guy.
in. The show begins
the
with
visual,
two of our main
so
characters, Vi and Jinx, or who's then known as Powder, walking across the bridge between the two main nations of the show, Zond and Piltover, after a war between the two has ended. As they're walking, there's a song that's being hummed, which is called Dear Friend Across the River. The lyrics of the song reference rivers and mighty towers, which are two key map elements from the game.
Okay, I didn't know that about the
Vi,
game.
Powder, Clagger, and Milo are jumping over rooftops, we can see cupcakes on one of the balconies. Clagger even manages to snag one for himself. These cupcakes are actually a reference to multiple things. The first being that Caitlyn, who is actually at the building our favorite gang of kids are breaking into, has an ability in the game called Yordle Snaptrap, which has a little cupcake in the center of it.
Oh, that's why I heard him call her Cupcake.
Show, who Vi nicknames her as Cupcake as well.
You're
okay.
Hot, Cupcake.
These cupcakes are also similar to
so
the
is
ones
Vi
we see
a
in
lesbian?
Bittersweet Lulu's
I never
Splash
caught that.
Art, and in the final episode of the season, it also looks like there's a cupcake in the music box that Jinx made, which is also a nice callback to the first episode where Powder finds a similar music box in Jace's room.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Reference. In the game, if Vi survives a shot from Caitlyn's ultimate ability, she shouts,
Nice shot, Cupcake.
the workshop that our game breaks into belongs to Jace, who we later meet in episode 2. When Powder is searching through the workshop, she comes across a sandwich that she eats with no remorse, but under that sandwich are blueprints to Jace's iconic hammer from the game, and the same one that we later see him bust out in that epic fight with Vi in episode 8. More on that later.
I figured out his weapon
After
in the game.
the small incident at the building our protagonist just broke into, they run through the Incognia Plaza, named after the strange-looking statue in the middle, which is called the Runeterra Incognium. This statue is actually a device that was supposed to be able to locate any individual in the world. Funnily enough, the entire first act of Arcane is about finding the 4 kids who caused the incident. Oh, and that device was actually the lifetime's work of Valentina Zindello, a scientist from Piltover, but I guess now it's just a nice-looking object? Continuing with episode 1, as Powder runs away from the fight with Deckard and his goons, we can actually see a mushroom on the side of the wall that she tries to hide behind. This shroom, of course, is a reference to everyone's favorite, or most likely everyone's most hated champion, Teemo. Teemo was one of the original 17 champions of the game, and his ultimate ability allows him to place invisible mushrooms all across the map, making him one of the most annoying champions to play against.
Like little mines, something like that.
Isn't the only
I need to play that game, man.
Arcane.
Might
As the
start
kids
playing
make
it.
their way back home to what they call the
Let me know in the
lanes,
comments below when we
which
start
in
playing League of
itself is
Legends.
a reference to the 3 main lanes of the game's map, we see some eggs lying in a
3
crate,
lanes.
and these could actually be referring to what the mushrooms look like for Teemo's cottontail skin in the game. Next to those eggs, you can see also a caged Krug, one of the jungle monsters from the game. In Vander's hideout, you can see Powder playing some arcade game with Teemo on it. In Marcus's daughter's room, one of his daughter's books has images of Teemo on it, and lastly, we can see another Teemo graffitied on the wall of the Firelight's base. Riot Games, always reminding us of that devil character. There are a ton of little details packed into Benzo's shop. When Vander and Clagger first get there, we meet a talented inventor called Little Man, or who is later known as Echo. Damn,
Okay.
can we mention that glow up though? We first see him fixing a grandfather clock, which is a hint to his character in the game who has everything to do with time.
By time,
When he
yeah, I
fights
do know
Jinx
that.
on the bridge in episode 7, the beginning of their fight is played out.
One of the
and then it
best
gets
fight scenes. I
rewinded,
love that.
exactly
And
how
that
his
song,
ultimate
oh my
ability works
God.
in the game, where he can
My
go
workout
4
playlist
seconds
now.
back in time. Benzo is also examining something himself, and that's not just any random shell.
Turtle
That's
shell?
an old, now non-existent item called Heart of Gold. Kind of funny he's examining that because, you know, he doesn't exist much longer after this scene either.
Damn.
At the back of Benzo's shop, there is a frowning hat, an obvious reference to one of the most common items in the game, Rabadon's death cap. You can
Okay.
see a helm hanging above the entrance door as well, and this helm belongs to none other than Tryndamere, another one of the original champions in the game, and is also the gamer tag of Mark Merrill, the co-founder and co-chairman of Riot Games.
Oh,
When the
okay.
enforcers come into Benzo's shop and Echo goes to the roof of the shop to eavesdrop on the conversation, we can see a clock in his possession, another reference to his future
His
chrono
time,
powers.
yeah.
And when he spies on Vander and Co., the camera is inside 3 masks, 2 of which resemble 2 items from the game, Leandri's Torment and Haunting Guise. Right outside this door, we see a vehicle up against a
Interesting.
wall, which is the same vehicle as the one that Echo rides in the music video
Oh,
for the
yeah.
introduction song Enemy, sung by Imagine Dragons. Speaking
Amazing
of Imagine
song.
Dragons, we actually see the band in an
Yeah,
animated
I
form
did
in
catch
episode
that.
5 singing that same intro song.
I
It's
caught
also
that.
not the band's first time collaborating on a League of Legends project.
Um,
They previously
they-
sang the song Warriors for
Warriors.
Riot's 2014 World Championship. The following scene after
knew they did
that
another
takes
song
place
from-
shows Jinx tweaking her gadgets, but you can actually see one of her pillows looks very much like her rocket launcher from the game, Fishbones. At the
Okay.
very end of the first episode where we finally meet our main antagonist Silco, he's having a conversation with a nameless scientist, although he's not really nameless for long. If you watch the show with closed captions, they actually reveal that this scientist is none other than Singed, another character from the game.
Oh.
As Powder is absolutely losing it over Vi and the others leaving her behind to go and save Vander, we get a shot at a little box of Powder's things, which has 2 Easter eggs. The first being that we see the name of Violet on a piece of paper, which is, of course, Vi's full name.
Yeah.
And the second thing that we see are 2 wings, which are a reference to the Star Guardian Jinx skin. That skin actually has 2 mascots associated with it, named Shiro and Kuro, which mean white and black in Japanese. Kind of like how
Right.
Powder and Jinx are 2 opposite personalities.
Yeah.
As Jace and Victor figure out how to stabilize and control Hextech,
I really should
Jace
start
throws
playing
a
the game,
gear through
man.
the crystal,
I really
which
think I might
accelerates
download it
quickly,
tonight.
a reference to one of his in-game abilities, the acceleration gate. This isn't the first reference to his abilities either. As I said earlier, we'll get back to episode 8, and
Yeah, I
kind
kind of caught on that. I figured that was his weapon in the game.
Lightning field, and of course, many thundering blows that knock opponents away using that big ol' hammer of his. Those also aren't just normal opponents in purple suits, by the way. These enemies are a reference to an item in the game called Turbo Chem Tank, an item that makes you go super fast. Exactly like
Oh.
those purple suited monsters.
Interesting.
After Powder's monkey sets off the bomb and subsequently kills 2 of our friends, there's a shot of Clagger's glasses on the floor. These glasses are the same ones that we see in Vi's splash art in the game.
Ah.
At the end of episode 3, when Silco is consoling Powder, I guess this is where she becomes Jinx officially after being called so by her sister.
Why did you leave me? Because you're a jinx.
Jinx.
We get a shot that
My
highlights
poor
her
girl,
eyes
man.
as they turn from gray to purple, foreshadowing
Oh.
episode 8, where Jinx is infused
Did-
with Shimmer after barely surviving the battle on the bridge with Echo.
I mean, she kind of blew
The act
herself
of the
up.
show
I mean,
begins with the introduction of the Firelights, an unknown gang that's fighting the good fight against Silco. Once again, we see the leader of the Firelights, who we later find out is Echo, carrying another watch, once more referring to his chrono powers. As Silco's goons are loading up the blimp with Shimmer, we see a shot of Gragas on one of the barrels. Gragas is a character best known for shooting his own barrels at his enemies in the game.
okay. See, I
Elsewhere
wouldn't have
at
caught
the
that.
festival, we get a quick shot at some diving equipment, a reference to another champion in the game, Nautilus. At Jace and Victor's new laboratory, we get to see some of the tech they've been working on with the power of Hextech. We get our first glimpse at Vi's future gauntlets that are supposed to
I know
help with
Vi
mining,
wear
but
gauntlets.
we all know what those bad boys can really do.
Another
We
amazing
also
fight
see what
scene.
they call the Hex Claw, which Victor will later present to Heimerdinger. This is a reference to one of Victor's abilities in the game called Death Ray. In the
Oh.
brothel that Vi and Caitlyn enter, there's a shot of 2 people wearing 2 different masks. These masks are referring to the champion Kindred, as they are wearing the wolf and sheep masks. The opening of Act 3 shows us the Firelights in a short musical clip, showing off the stylish group and gives us even more references to who Echo is as a character. We see the symbol
Probably one of my favorite characters.
gives us 2 little Easter eggs. The first being that the symbol is in the shape of a Z, referring to his time travel equipment called the Z Drive, which we actually later see when Echo shows Vi and Caitlin where he keeps the gemstone hidden. You can see it more in use in his cinematic called Seconds when Riot Games first introduced the character. The second reference is that the Z is stylized in a way to look like an hourglass, the same symbol he has drawn on his face, and more things to do with time.
So it was the hourglass on his face.
The other mentions in this video. Oh, and just in case you wanted even more little Echo details, his name is carved into the Vander tribute statue that Silco sits at. No more Echo references anymore, okay?
Nice.
Hey, remember that haunting song from the opening sequence? Well, Jinx sings it once again here on that same bridge where her parents died. This time it had to be Marcus and some enforcers that had to go, the opposite of what happened at the beginning of the show. After Vi and Caitlin move on from the bridge, they sneak their way into Caitlin's room where we can actually see a purple outfit and top hat behind them, a reference to Caitlin's original look from the game. Just like in the show, Vi's abilities in game are mostly her just punching and dunking on people with her giant gauntlets. However, in her fight against Savika, she manages to activate a shield that gives her the opening to defeat her. This shield is a reference to her passive ability in the game called Blast Shield. This incredible series comes to an end on a huge cliffhanger after
the ending of this blew my mind
from her rocket launcher.
I did not think that was going to happen.
What she fires off is known as a super mega death rocket, her exact ultimate ability from the game.
Okay. Exactly from the game.
After that wild ending with Jinx telling the world that she wants anything but peace, we get a quick glimpse into some of the upcoming storylines that we can see from Season 2, and the most interesting one of all is this one shot of Singed and... is that Vander? It certainly seems like it could be, but it's hard to tell with just a side profile. Let us know in the comments what you think. And that about wraps it up.
Wow.
What did everyone think of Season 1 of Arcane?
I learned a lot just now.
How great it was, you know, with the long history of video game adaptations being... not so great.
To add it to my
we need Season 2 now.
Yes, we do. I'm ready for it. So, I learned a lot from that. I am definitely thinking about starting to play some League of Legends just to learn the characters and stuff. Yeah, again, I love the show, and if you guys find any more stuff like this that can help me dive more into the lore, into the world of League of Legends, let me know. The next time, guys, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.